Is it on?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Start record. Okay. The meeting is recorded. Okay. So after you sit with the data and getting the basic statistics like the one we saw in the introductory class, you decide how to proceed. Okay, so that part is very important. Don't ignore it. Okay, so we saw that that part will lead you to the probability models, that the kind of thing that you would be needing to explain your data. So that part is basically econometrics. What is the probability model? Probability model, before probability model, you need to know inferences. Then only you'll be able to check all the hypotheses concerning your econometric model. For inference, you need to know the aspects begin distribution. Before distribution, you need to know discrete or continuous distribution. Before that, you need to know what a random variable is. So this is how it goes, and this is how I have connected the whole stuff. This is how we started. We defined probability, conditional probability, and other things in the last class. Okay, so we saw some examples. Okay, what are we going to do in this lecture, in today's lecture? This is the following. Okay, tomorrow also there is a special lecture at the same time. I hope you are all aware.
So, MSc students have a rules meeting tomorrow by the dean. Like we got a mail at 9:30.
Oh, so what shall we do?
So we can mail the deans so as to reschedule the rules meeting.
That's not possible. That's not possible. So, okay, special lecture. Hello, others also are there listening to me?
Yes, sir.
22
Yes, sir.
others.
Yes,
22
sir.
others.
Yes, sir.
Drishan, Sejal, Vidyaparna, Mitra, Adrish.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so since there
Yes,
is
sir.
a since there is a rules meeting tomorrow at 9:30, can we shift the special lecture to 12th Saturday, 12th December?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Are
sir.
you
Yes,
are you
sir.
free
Yes,
on
sir.
that day? 12th
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, I'll send you a general mail. Tomorrow's special lecture is cancelled. 12th December 9:30. Again, we have a special apart from the weekly lectures on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, I'm changing it. I'll send you the changed mail and also change the calendar. Okay, now, so that's where we start. Actually, I thought of starting today's lecture with what is called a law of total probability. Then I realized where we used it in econometrics. The usage of this is very difficult to find, very sparsely used as a very important probability, a very important concept, very important concept in statistics. But the use of it in econometrics is not that much. So likewise, I have in my notes, I have something about hypergeometric distribution, negative binomial distribution, Poisson distribution. Everything is there, detailed notes. But I'll do one thing. I will concentrate on concept that will be mostly used in econometrics. The distributions that are mostly used in econometrics, like normal distribution, chi-square, and F distribution, and other things. Poisson distribution definitely take because I have some interesting examples to show you, and that is the kind of thing I'm going to concentrate on, even though I may send notes which has all these things. Okay, now take it from me. Suppose there is something on hypergeometric distribution. If I have not done it in class, don't break your head on hypergeometric distribution. Do you get me? So it's hypergeometric distribution, no questions will be asked, but this is just for your information. You can keep it. Okay. So law of total probability, and I have some examples also. I'll skip it and I'll go to what is another important thing in statistics: independent events, conditional independence, which will lead me to describing what is generally called after that a random variable. That is the first thing that you have to understand for random variable. Okay, before that, I'll start with independent events. I'm going to share, just see whether you can see the sharing. Can you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Independent events. What are these independent events? What do we call events, or when do we call events independent? Okay, suppose there is an event A and there is an event B. Okay, the probability of event A occurring is not at all disturbed by the probability of B occurring. Okay, in other words, probability of event A will remain the same no matter what probability B happens or not. Okay, in this case, events A and B are supposed to be independent. That's what I have written here. For certain pairs of events, the occurrence of them may or may not change. Acha,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so I should be slow. I should be slow.
Yes, sir.
No.
Okay. Okay. No, you don't have to take the entire notes. I'll tell you what to take. You take that. You generally understand otherwise. Okay. So independent event, this is just to be a definition. Okay. So in the latter case, the events are said to be independent events. There are many cases in which events A and B are not independent. This is very important. A and B are not independent. Remember, so the probability of event B occurring will occur probability of A, but A and B are independent given another event C has occurred. This is what is called A and B are conditionally independent given C. Okay, so these are the things. Independent of two events A and B, probability of event A will not be affected when probability given the probability of B. So event A and B are independent. Next point, A and B can be dependent, but given another probability, given a probability of event C, A and B can be considered to be independent. So this is called A and B are conditionally independent given event C. Okay, so this is it. Next, let's explain this with an example. Suppose we toss a fair coin twice. You take it down. You take it down. You take this down. Okay, next question. Suppose we are given that a C has already occurred. That C has already occurred. So what will be probability of B conditioned on C?
Half.
Wrong. What is conditional probability definition? What is conditional probability definition? I'm asking you probability of B given C.
1.
One. What is see the formula? This is nothing but P in the numerator, P of C intersection B by P of C. That's equal to 1 by 4 by 1 by 4. That's equal to 1. Okay. So what do you suggest now? B and C are independent?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why? Probability of B has changed from half to 1 the moment you have said probability C conditional on even C. So B and C are not independent. Now, take the other one. Suppose I say I'm interested in finding probability of B given that A has occurred. Given that A has occurred.
Sir, half.
Half. So PB condition A continue to be half. So the occurrence of A has not changed the probability of B here. So the probability of B does not depend upon the knowledge about event A. So we say A and B are independent events, but B and C are not. Now take the next formula. A more mathematical way of saying this is this. But normally it is not written in this fashion. You take this in order to avoid the condition like I have to state every time PB is greater than 0, PA is greater than 0. To avoid this, sometimes we write this. In order to avoid such conditions as PB greater than 0, the definition is normally used that A and B are independent. This is very important. If and only if PA intersection B is equal to PA PB, otherwise A and B are called dependent events. This is something you have to take. Okay, I'm going to give you a problem, dictate a problem. Try this. Take this.
They are not independent.
They are dependent on each other.
Revise your answer. Revise your answer. First question. How many outcomes? 6-faced red die and 6-faced white die. How many outcomes totally?
36.
36.
36. First question. How many favorable to A? There are 6. How many favorable to A? 4 on the red die.
3.
6.
1.
1. 1
Six.
by 30.
6, right?
6.
So 6.
There will be 6. There will be 6. Remember, when you roll, it will be 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. So 4 here.
Okay.
Another possibility 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. There will be 6 times. There will be 6. So even probability of 6 are favorable to A. And how many favorable to B?
Half.
Check. Sum of dice is odd.
18. 18 by 36.
18.
Yes,
18 are favorable to B. And how many are favorable to A intersection B?
So 3.
3. Now you check. Assuming the dice are fair, just check whether PA into PB equal to PA intersection B.
Yes, sir. Equal.
Try this. I am giving you the condition. They are operated independently of each other.
So half.
So 11 by 12.
So sorry.
7 by 12.
No.
Half. 6 by 12.
The correct answer is 6. So the correct answer is half. Okay, correct answer is half. Look at this. We shall find the probability A intersection B because I given you interpretation independent. What will be P A intersection B? Both missions will become inoperative during that period. Okay. So the probability P A union B that at least one of the machines will be inoperative. Either this or this, that will be union. Both will be intersection. Okay, that at least one of the machines will become inoperative during the period is this. Okay, next example, I'm going to show you two events could be physically related, but they still satisfy the definition of independence. Definition of independence. What is that example? Look at this example. I'm rolling a die. Suppose I'm rolling a 6-faced balanced die. Let A be the event that an even number is obtained, and B be the event that one of the numbers 1, 2, 3, or 4 is obtained. Show that A and B are independent. It looks like A and B are dependent, but in this case, you can show that A and B are independent. First find probability of A and next find probability of B, and then see what happens.
Sir, PA intersection B is coming as PA into PV.
What is PA?
Half.
Half. Okay. What will be PB?
2 by 3.
2 by 3.
2 by 3. Okay. What will be A intersection B?
1/3.
1/3.
What is the meaning of A intersection B? A intersection B is the event that either 2 or 4 is obtained.
Yes, sir.
A intersection B is the event that either the number 2 or 4 is obtained. So what will be P A intersection B then?
1/3.
1/3.
2 by 6.
No, 2 by 6 is 1/3. 1/3. So okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it follows that the events are independent events, even though the occurrence of each event depends on the same roll of a die. So this is an interesting example where it looks physically related, dependent, but actually A and B can be independent. Okay. Now in the class, we also saw independence of complements, independence of, they also discuss complements. A complement is equal to be A prime or AC. Does the concept of independence extend to independence of complements also? Yes. Look at this. Independence of complements. If A and B satisfy the mathematical definition of independent events, then it should also be true that A and B complement are independent events. It can be shown the following way. From a resultant complements, we can write A intersection B complement equal to PA minus PA intersection B. Since A and B are independent events, it follows that The AC and B are independent events can be proved analogously. Take it as a homework. Okay, you just copy this and take it as a homework. Okay, now I can ask you a question. What will be P probability of A complement intersection B complement? What will be P A complement intersection B complement? Hello?
Probability of A union B whole complement.
So 1 minus P A union B.
1 minus PA union B.
Final result. Final result. Probability of A complement intersection B complement could be probability of A complement into probability of B complement. Okay.
So they
Show
will
that-
also be independent.
Yes. Yes. Show that probability of A complement intersection B complement is nothing but probability of A complement, probability of B complement. The same way, probability of A intersection B equal to PA, PB. This is PA intersection, PA complement intersection B complement equal to PA complement into PB complement. Show that. Can you prove it? Prove it. Should I show you the proof? Look at this. What is this? What the third equality? The last one. Why am I writing this?
Because A and B are independent.
Independent. So that it follows. Does it follow? Okay, I'm extending this concept of independence to pairwise independence. Events A and B are this, we concentrated only on A, B so far. Can you extend it to more than 2 events? Yes, you can extend it to more than 2 events. Only thing is the conditions become slightly more complicated. When can we say 3 events A, B, and C are mutually independent? It can be included, it can be extended to any number of events. We shall take the example of 3 events. A, B, and C are mutually independent if and only if the following 2 conditions hold. This is if and only if, strong condition. A, B, and C are pairwise independent. That is P, all this stuff. And the second condition also is very important. Take this down. Okay, now do this. Check this. It's possible that either of the above condition is not satisfied. We shall show through an example how the second is not satisfied. Suppose a fair coin is tossed twice. So that the sample space is this. Okay. Now answer the question, what will be PA equal to PB equal to PC?
Half.
Can you see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Can you see the slides?
You can see the slide.
Hello?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
God, I don't know what's happening. Okay, next class onwards, it will be on Google Meet. Okay. Do you see the, I'm sharing again. Just check whether you see the, no files available. Just a second, please. I don't know. No files available.
Yes, sir. Now we can.
Can you see the files?
No, sir.
It is there on my desktop, but it is not showing.
Yes, sir, it's visible now.